All eyes ahead for 2019. We're here to report on the future of the Dallas Cowboys. We move forward with new coaches. We break down the draft, fine-tune the roster, and ask who's getting paid and who's got to wait. And, as usual, we bring you insider access to OTAs and minicamps, priming you for 2019. We're the Blitz, and we're bringing it all to you, straight from the Star.
Hard to believe it's already week 12 of the Blitz. From the Star in Frisco, Bill Jones and Lindsay Draper. We're taking a look back at OTAs last week, minicamp, guys getting integrated here, and we're also looking ahead at next week, what to expect, Bill. But the big news, of course, was the home run derby happened this week, and Dak Prescott saying, I want to be a Cowboy forever.
Yeah, as big as the home run derby was, the big news out of the home run derby is that it was really our first opportunity to hear from Dak ever since Stephen Jones didn't really announce it, but he was asked about it and confirmed that contract negotiations have begun on a new contract for the Cowboys quarterback, and it was great hearing what Dak had to say about that.
Yeah, we'll get to the home run derby later for now, but let's hear more from Dak Prescott.
Yeah, my whole focus is within the locker room. I've got people that take care of that. I've got a great team of agents that's their job. Jerry said what he's had to. They're working, negotiating. But as far as I'm concerned, it's about just getting better as a quarterback, getting better as a leader, just making sure our team's getting better. I want to be a Cowboy forever. I think the people that are doing the deal feel the same way. So to me, it's no rush. I know it'll get done.
Great to see Dak out there, and he, amongst other Cowboys players, taking part in the home run derby. Our first opportunity to hear from a number of them, including Sean Lee, who, of course, made the decision earlier in the offseason that he's coming back for another season, also making the transition to strong side linebacker in Rod Marinelli's defense. And let's hear from Sean Lee.
You know what, I think it was the frustration from last year, feeling like you're letting the team down, not being able to help in a lot of situations. That bothered me greatly. But Alex, just having the opportunities to bless it, and I know I'm going to do everything I can to take advantage of it. And the fact that I still have that's something I cherish. So that was the main decision. Hey, I get to play for the Cowboys and a great team another year. There's nothing better than that.
How about that linebacking core? Sean Lee, Leighton Vander Esch, as well as Jaylon Smith. And now Lindsay is over there with a look at some other news that is going on.
Yeah, we're switching it up this week, Bill. I want to let you know there was a lot happening on social media this week. And, of course, Mother's Day last week, Dak Prescott announced he is coming out with a perfume in honor of his mother. You guys can get this on dakties.com. It's obviously going for a good cause with his foundation, and it's called For Her, and he came up with the scent all by himself. So pre-order is happening right now on dakties.com. Obviously, next, we got to talk about Kayvon Frazier. We don't know where he might end up on the roster this year, but one thing you can't question, Bill, is his dedication to the community. He went to Dallas ISD, 4 different schools, and surprised students handing out 120 different laptops to these kids and hung out with them. Pretty great stuff. Way to go, Kayvon. And finally, congrats to Jaylon Smith, who is walking the stage for graduation this weekend at Notre Dame. Took 21 hours this semester to make sure he could do the graduation, make it happen. He promised his mom he would do it. I want to read you some classes he had to take. Critical pedagogy, Latino studies, and Bill, intro to poetry. Those are just a few. So congratulations are in order to Jaylon Smith. Bill, did you take any of those?
I don't recall taking any of those classes at Oklahoma. I don't believe they were offered there as well. And it all works out great for Jaylon Smith because he's back here just in time for the start of OTAs this week. We get into that and much more as the Blitz continues. Mickey Spagnola joins us, and we will take a look back at rookie minicamp a week ago.
The Dallas Cowboys Blitz is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. And by Dallas Cowboys Football Club. For the ultimate Dallas Cowboys experience, tour the Star in Frisco, where the Cowboys train and work. For more information, visit thestarinfrisco.com/tours. This segment is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Had an opportunity for the first time to check out this rookie class.
It kind of gives you a little bit of idea of some of the things that these guys are going to have to work on.
It's just about knowing who you are, what your personnel is, and how do they fit.
The Blitz continues. Let's talk about some of those draft picks, Phil. We had the rookie minicamp last week to kind of get these guys integrated, learn some things, but now it's time to talk about who stood out, what we liked, everything in between.
Yep, and I got just the person to do that. Let's make a call to the bullpen. Yes, the writer's bullpen here at the Star. Let's call upon the wily old veteran Mickey Spagnola, who was out there observing rookie minicamp last week. Anybody that you had your eye on in particular last week, Mickey?
Well, Bill, I thought we'd start right from the top. Obviously, with the Cowboys' first pick, the defensive tackle, Tristan Hill. I was anxious to see just how he moved around when they went through drills. And let's qualify all this. They were only doing drills, working on technique. They really weren't playing football. But when I saw him going through the drill where they have to weave in and out of the blocking dummies, boy, he really had some quick feet, and I liked the intensity he played with.
You know, you look at some of the other draft picks, and a lot of people focus on the skill position guys. How about Tony Pollard, the running back / wide receiver / kick returner out of Memphis?
You know what surprised me about him, Bill, is that he was bigger than I expected. We kept hearing this Lance Dunbar look-alike thing. This guy's 6 foot, 209 pounds. To me, he looked like a real running back, a guy that can carry the ball for you, not just a gimmick guy. So, and he's pretty quick. So I think the Cowboys can carve out a role for him.
Mickey, when it comes to the undrafted players, the ones that, you know, there's a bunch of these names floating around, but it seems like people have been talking about this being a really strong undrafted class, right?
Well, the two guys that stood out to me were the wide receivers, Jalen Guyton and Jonvea Johnson. These two guys in their pro day, and remember, they didn't get drafted, they didn't get invited to the combine, but on their pro day, they each ran sub 4.4 40s. So they're going to bring a lot of speed to that wide receiver core, and it's getting to be a crowded group. There's a dozen wide receivers right now on that 90-man roster, and the guys at the end of what was there last year, the 5th receiver, 6th, if they keep 7, those guys better watch out, because from what I've seen of those two guys and what I've read about them, they're awfully talented and they're awfully fast. Guyton was Kyler Murray's favorite receiver at Allen High School when he was playing there, was a scholarship athlete to Notre Dame, ended up getting suspended. He transferred. He ended up at North Texas and played awfully well there. So beware of this guy. He's going to create some competition there, and the same thing with Johnson. And he's got some bloodlines in the NFL. His dad played in the NFL for 4 years. So watch out for these two free agent guys. One of the other guys that I really liked was their 6th-round pick, Donovan Wilson. He's a safety. But, boy, he's got really good feet. He's got great hip turn, and he moves like a cornerback. And as a matter of fact, when they were doing some of their skeleton lineups on defense, they had him working out of the slot. So keep an eye on this guy. I know he was only a 6th-round pick, but he may outperform his draft status. And another guy, Jalen Jelks, the defensive end, 7th rounder. I think the Cowboys were surprised that he was still there in the 7th round. They had at least a 6th round pick on him, and talking to Rod Marinelli about him after the workouts, he's got really good knee bend when he's trying to come around that corner as a pass rushing defensive end. And that's one of the things that stood out to Marinelli. So also with the crowd there at the defensive line, keep an eye on Jalen Jelks also.
In our final 30 seconds here, Mickey, let me ask you about the biggest name there. That would be Larry Allen Jr. How about Larry Allen Jr., offensive lineman out of Harvard?
You know, he's sort of like Connor McGovern. They both look the part. They're guards. McGovern can also play center. But Larry Allen, I think from his standpoint as an undrafted rookie, if he can come in here and perform well enough, maybe to make the practice squad, I think that's got to be his goal right now. He's not quite as big as Larry, maybe not as fast, but he has good feet, just like McGovern. And the thing that I noticed most about Larry Allen Jr., he has these facial expressions just like the Hall of Famer Larry Allen.
All right, Mickey, thank you so much for all of that. We'll see you next week at OTAs.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, coming up next, the Writers' Roundtable is happening in here. Yes, we're getting Brian Broaddus, David Hellman, and Rob Phillips together. I assume some arguing and bickering is right around our corner here at the Blitz. Stay with us.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. This segment is brought to you by Formation. Work the Cowboys way at the Star in Frisco. Formation offers workspaces, dedicated desks, and private offices. For more information, visit formationatthestar.com.
All right, Bill, we've heard Mickey's reactions from last week. What do you say we look ahead?
That sounds great. And, we've talked so much about draft prospects and the rookies and everything. Now this coming week, it's the veterans on the field that we'll get a chance to check out. And let's check it out with three guys who have been throughout that draft process and probably ready for OTAs as well. David Hellman, right?
Thanks, y'all. David Hellman here, joined by my fellow DallasCowboys.com writers. I got Brian Broaddus. I got Rob Phillips. Guys, you know me. Kind of a pessimist. I'm kind of a cynical guy. So OTAs are on the horizon. The Cowboys are starting, the big lifting of their offseason program here in the next 3 weeks. Off-season practices, no pads. Kind of boring to me. And I want y'all to sell me on why it's not. Tell me on what's going to happen out here on these practice fields at the Star that you're looking forward to that can kind of get us juiced up for training camp. Rob, start us off.
Well, you make a good point. It's not in pads. So a lot of the offensive line, defensive line stuff, you can't get a true gauge of what's going on there. But you can see how guys are moving. You can see how guys are lining up. And I'm interested to see the new pieces around Dak Prescott. I want to see Randall Cobb, how he looks. Michael Gallup in his second year, how comfortable he is at wide receiver stepping in. Jason Witten introduced us the other day as rookie tight end, Jason Witten. He's stepping back in as well. Tony Pollard, the rookie running back. There are new guys coming in that Dak's got to get comfortable with, and it all starts here.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm looking at these wide receivers. I think that this is going to be interesting.
See some roster battles on the horizon.
I'm going to overanalyze everything, as you know. I'm going to write 800 words about something that we probably should write 50 words about. But I'll tell you what, though, keep an eye on these wide receivers because I do believe that there's going to be a big turnover at wide receiver. This whole thing by committee last year, they had to make a first-round trade last year to kind of get this thing shored up. They've added a couple of guys that probably should have been drafted in this last draft, though, with Johnson and Guyton. So I'm seeing potentially some veterans being released, maybe not here at the OTAs, but when we get to training camp, I think the groundwork will be laid for these guys to kind of get moved forward.
Brian, we've had a conversation about this elsewhere, and Rob, you just touched on it too. A lot of new pieces here. Randall Cobb, Jason Witten is back. You got Tony Pollard, the rookie running back that everybody's really excited about, and of course, a new offensive coordinator to make it all go. Do you guys think we're gonna see any of that? Kellen Moore stepping into this new role.
What do you think?
I'm asking you.
Oh, he's asking because what do you think? You don't think there's going to be anything
I do not think OTAs is the place to showcase.
Why'd you say that? Why'd you say that?
Because I want to hear I want you to sell me on why this is exciting. Tell me about it.
It's exciting just from the fact it's somebody different than Scott Linehan calling plays.
Fair.
How about that? Okay. Is that fair enough? Let's see if Dak Prescott.
I think we'll see it at OTAs.
I think what you'll see is the groundwork being laid for Dak Prescott to improve mechanically. I think that John Kitna will help him with his mechanics.
I do.
And if you see an accurate Dak Prescott, I think that's better, and I think it's because of what we see from John Kitna. That's just, if you want to find something out, find that out.
That's what I wanted right there.
You weren't digging that. That was not your question.
I am excited now. I'm ready for it. OTAs are starting next week. We will be here to handle every aspect of it. Until then, back to y'all.
All right, thanks, guys. Showing some love for Kitna. You see those veterans out there, those workouts, sweating in the heat. Okay, all the rookies were lined up at lunch, inside, at the table, watching outside, trying to get a little idea of what they're about to be involved in.
And the rookies are in their own locker room, so they've had 1 week of orientation. This week, they jump into those workouts with the veterans.
All right, it's going to be good stuff, guys. Coming up next, Danny Surek is joining us again. She's got some details on the home run derby, and look at those swings. We're covering that next.
This segment was brought to you by Formation. Work the Cowboys way at the Star in Frisco. Formation offers workspaces, dedicated desks, and private offices. For more information, visit formationatthestar.com.
Run Derby happened this past week. Always fun to see the guys get out of their element and try a new sport. Danny Surek, first one. How was it?
It was a lot of fun, and it was fun. You could definitely tell some of the players were out of their element swinging the baseball bat, but they enjoy giving back to the community and doing so in a way that allows them to interact with the fans, which is exactly what the players did at the 8th annual Reliant Home Run Derby Challenge. Every hit and home run raised money for the Salvation Army. When I asked the players who reigning champion linebacker Jaylon Smith's biggest competition was going to be, it was a unanimous answer.
Man, I say probably Jason Witten. You know, he's coming back this year. He's got some fire in it.
After that first round, I've got to go with Jason Witten. The guy's back. He's back in a lot of ways.
He's probably the best one out here so far. I think he played MLB back in his little off-retired season.
Witt always finds a way to put it in play.
Who do you think is going to have the worst swing, need the most work?
I'm thinking it might be me, so I'm going to try to make that not true, but I don't have a great swing.
Whose swing needs the most work from what you've seen so far?
Jaylon Smith, by far. Probably when your hands are that big and the bat is that small, it just looks like a toothpick you're swinging out there.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I might get in trouble.
I won't answer that. I plead the fifth. Everyone's swing looks so good today.
I'll most definitely have to say Coop.
Amari. I was going to say Amari.
Amari. I think that he said that was his first time playing, and you could definitely tell, but if he keeps doing those great things on the field, I don't care if he can swing a bat at all, so we're all right.
What was your strategy for picking the softball bat?
Like I told them, I really didn't know the difference. It looked like the lightest bat. I just don't know the key to hitting the ball over the gate. If I knew that, then I'd be doing a better job.
How would you rate your baseball skills?
1 to 10, I'd say a hard 1. I think I've played since maybe I was about 6 or 7 years old, so it's been a while.
I'm swinging bat about once a year at this event, so I don't know, don't take it too serious, so it's a good time.
I'm hoping to hit a lot, but I'm keeping my expectations low. As long as I can put it in play, you know, raise some money, that's all that matters.
Do you think these fans seeing you and your teammates swing the baseball bat is going to make them more inclined to get season tickets to come watch you play on the football field?
Yeah, maybe they can realize that we're not so special after seeing us swing a bat, you know?
Come on, Jay, you know, no chance to shine. We're out here shagging balls and just hanging out with the kids.
You see how those guys do, how they move around, how they catch the ball. Says a lot about them.
Going to take any notes and use that for this season?
We're always watching them. We're always watching them.
I wanted to see a little more effort out of them. You know, they're kind of just letting the ball bounce right in front of them. I want them to work up a little sweat, I think.
I'm actually kind of disappointed. I don't see enough effort out there, so I think we're about to get on those guys' butts and make sure they get to working a little bit harder.
Some of the kids out there are doing a better job than they are, so they need to pick it up a little bit.
Just trying not to get hit by the ball. So everything else, I'm good. I'm trying to show support, be out here for the kids and everything, so it's fun.
We love the Salvation Army, everything they do, and to have the Cowboys and Reliant and the Salvation Army all partner up and have all these people here watching it. It's just a fantastic event, one of our favorite all year long.
Dallas is known for the fans and the atmosphere, and you know, I'm just honored to be here, be a part of it, and be able to make an impact.
The winner of the 2019 Home Run Derby competition, Dak Prescott.
Have a great time with my teammates in front of our fans, but doing it for a good cause, for the Salvation Army, for the local charities, and for our own charities. So it was fun. It was a great time. And to come up big in that third round was fun.
Prescott received the bat and bragging rights for the next year, and the Salvation Army received a check for $58,000.
It's always what it's about. It's great stuff right there. In their element? No, out of their element. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Danny. We'll see you next week at OTAs. We'll be right back with Final Thoughts.
The Dallas Cowboys Blitz was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. And by Dallas Cowboys Football Club. For the ultimate Dallas Cowboys experience, tour the Star in Frisco, where the Cowboys train and work. For more information, visit thestarinfrisco.com/tours.
A new way to get your Cowboys news. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys. You're going to get news nuggets and exclusive interviews that you can only find right there on Alexa. Bill's going to try it because I know he has one. What are you looking forward to as far as OTAs, though?
I'm looking forward to one player on that practice field, Randall Cobb. I wanted the Cowboys to draft him when he came out of college at Kentucky. Finally, he's a Dallas Cowboy. I can watch him on the practice field.
Funny story, he ran out before rookie minicamp to do some sprints. I was like, first one out here. He goes, I hope I'm not practicing today. Rookie. So, all right, Bill Jones, Lindsey Draper. We'll see you guys next week from OTAs.